What's going on, guys? Dustin right here on how we're gonna get to 100%. So today I want to talk to you guys about the new construction builders here in Port St. Lucie. What do we look out for? What kind of problems can we try and avoid? Because I have heard of situations that people have put themselves in when they want to buy a new home, and sometimes they could have been avoided, sometimes maybe not. So if you're thinking about purchasing or building a brand new home here in Port St. Lucie, stay with me because I'm going to go over everything you need to know to make sure these builders do what they say they're going to do for you and you get the best product possible. Because I want your home to be 100%, I want you to be 100%, and I want you to follow me and see how we're going to be able to hold these builders accountable when we build our brand new home. So let's get right into the video. Let's see what these builders have to offer us, and let's see what we have to pay attention to so we don't ever put ourselves into a position where we may potentially lose thousands of dollars. So let's get right in to the video.
I'll make a brand new start of it.
See what I have here and what we're going to talk about for the first topic on these new construction builders here in Port St. Lucie, right? Any one of them, okay? I don't care which one it is. Synergy, Homecrete, Port St. Lucie Properties. You have all different kinds of builders, right? Now, let me tell you something. In the resale market, we have what's called an as-is contract for resale properties. That is the same contract for every home that's sold resale, right? A $2 million home, a $5 million home, or a $250,000 home. It's still your as-is contract. It's the same thing. I know it like the back of my hand. It doesn't change, right? So the builder contracts, right? When you sign a contract with a builder, they're a lot different, right? So something that we really want to pay attention to when you're ready to purchase your new home and you're at the builder, and let's say you just so happened that you didn't have time to bring a realtor with you and you went shopping on your own. Here's the things you want to look out for in the contract, right? In these contracts for these brand new construction builders, 99% of the time, you are not protected as far as your deposit and as far as your time frame. Now, what do you mean by deposit and time frame? So, in your deposit, right, some builders require up to 10% to get the process started, right? So, with that being said, 10% on 500 grand, 400,000 is quite a bit of money, right? So we don't want to put that in jeopardy, right? So these contracts are geared in the seller's favor, right? If you've ever read through your builder contract, if you ever purchased a brand new home, you'll see that there's not much that protects you as the buyer, as the client, right? Because every time I have a client that builds brand new construction, whatever builder that is, I like to read through the contract because I get a lot of information. I really understand how these contracts are written, what they're geared to do. And, you know, they're not geared to protect the buyer's deposit, if you will, right? So a good question to ask the builder when you see them is, God forbid, if something happens, is my deposit protected? And see what they say. They may give you the answer like this. I've got this many times. Oh, it's a case-by-case basis. Ooh, on 10%, you know, 5% to get the ball rolling. That one kind of worries me. So just know when you build a brand new construction home, the contracts are not geared towards helping you and keeping your deposit. I know it, realistically, it feels like, it may be in your best interest, but these are things we have to look out for because I've seen a lot of money lost because of situations like these. Now, time frame. What I mean by time frame, right? So a builder's contract doesn't state anything, right? They're not obligated. If they tell you 12 months, but it takes 15 months for the home to be built, maybe it's 16 months. Right now, we're getting our clients told 10, 11 months, but it's taking 13 to 15 months. Now, reasons, there's a lot of different reasons in the world, but what I have seen where it really frustrates my clients, and it frustrates me as well, Well, the client prepares to move their life in 12 months. In the time that we're coming up to the 12th month, the builders aren't the best at communicating. It looks like we're going to not be completed at the time. So it's a very difficult process sometimes if you're moving from another state and the brand new home is keep getting pushed back, right? So it's a transition issue, right? Because if it's another month, well, if you're paying for storage, you're going to have to pay for more months of storage. If you're living with a sibling or a family member, or you're renting, or whatever the case may be, that gets extended, right? And the builder doesn't quite do anything in regards to helping that situation out. So, is it bad to build a home? No, but these are just things I want you to look out for, because we're 100%. We're 100% when we buy a home. We're 100% when we ride a bicycle. We're 100% when we open our eyes in the morning. We're 100%. The financing. I'm going to need a sip of coffee for this one. Financing, right? If you're paying cash for a brand new construction home and you're watching this video, it doesn't really matter, right? You're doing well in life. You can pay a home cash. Congratulations on that. Now, if you're looking at financing options, right? When you do that, what's going to happen is you're going to look for the best option for you that fits you, the borrower, best, as far as interest rates, what you can get, incentives, so on and so forth. So let's say almost every builder has it. So we're going to assume we're at one of those builders, and they offer an incentive if you use their lender in-house, right? You get your closing costs covered. That is very good, very nice, right? You get $10,000 or all closing costs covered. Wow, that seems like a great, great deal. And it could be. But there's a couple things that we want to make sure we do, because this situation I have seen happen over and over and over again. And it's sad, because if we were just a little bit more structured, we would not have any money lost, because that's my goal. I want no one to lose money, and I want people in big, beautiful homes, right? So the financing, right? We want to make sure we're very thorough in this process. So you may get offered from the builder, hey, use our lender, our in-house financing, right? She's great. He's great. They're going to do a great job. They do these deals. They're familiar with them. Okay. Now, in the process, in financing, right, if you sign that contract, remember going back to the deposit, right? If you start the process, okay, because the sales rep at the builder wants you to sign as soon as you get there, as fast as you can, right? Now keep in mind, the question we asked is our deposit in jeopardy, right? 9 times out of 10, if they do have a grace period, it's within 10 to 30 days, right? From you signing that contract is when you would get your deposit back, right? After that, it would be owed to the builder. And being that it's so much money, that's what we need to protect, right? So what happens is, everything sounds good. Okay, we'll use the lender, right? Everything's looking well. We'll get closing costs money. This is great. How could anything go wrong, right? So we signed the contract. We found our home. This is great. We're going to get closing costs covered and everything. Awesome. Well, we're at day 40, day 50. The lender may not be doing the best job as far as communication, so we're not 100% sure kind of where we are, what's next, what's the next step, okay? So we're about a month or two into it, right? Or maybe even further. I've seen it month or two, I've seen it 4 to 5, I've seen it when the home was done and the buyer couldn't get the financing, right? Now, you say, how come the buyer didn't get the financing? Well, because sometimes, now we're all human. We're all human. We're not anything perfect. Now, sometimes if the lender for the builder, because they're very busy, right, gets tied up in other people's, let's say, deals, and they don't verify your income, your financing, your income, your employment, your credit, to make sure you can and will be able to purchase that home, you now are in a very tough position, because if you're that far into the build process, right, permits and everything were made, well, now your deposit is in jeopardy based on the lender not being thorough with your file, right? So as you can imagine, wouldn't you want to know if you would be able to get the financing for a $400,000 to $500,000 home when you put 5 to 10% down, right? That could be in jeopardy if you didn't have the financing. So what happens is the person that would go to try and buy the home, right? One, can't buy the home, and two, loses that money, right? So how could that be avoided? How in the world could that be avoided? Well, we just have to be very, very strong and strict when we talk to the lender, right? That's where I come in. Before we sign the contract for the builder, your financing is perfectly good, so that when we do sign the contract that's in the builder's favor, because we know that now, well, we're not risking anything because we know we're going to build the home, we know we got the financing, and we're very structured going into the process. Very important, very, very important scenario right there, because I've seen it happen time and time again. And last but not least, right, I'm not picking on anybody, but this is something that jeopardizes the buyer's or the purchaser deposit, right? And because the amount is so significant, this is a topic I have to talk about to protect your guys' money, because we don't want to lose anything. We want to use our money to invest or pay for things that we need in life, right? So the customer service. Not all builders, okay? 100%, not all builders have poor customer service, but a lot of them do. Now, there's for many reasons. It's not due to lazy. Sometimes their production is so much, especially right now. It's very hard to be very attentive to your client, you know? So this is where I always recommend, and I know it sounds, whatever it sounds like coming from a realtor, but you should always bring a real estate agent with you to the builder. I mean, not any real estate agent, one that definitely knows what they're doing and knows the building process, right? Because customer service is extremely important in the building process, because it's a 9 to 12 to 15 month process that if you don't know what questions to ask on month 2, 4, 8, and 10, right? You could jeopardize you closing on the property, jeopardize your deposit in that process. So it's very important to hold people accountable to their customer service, meaning the builder, if it's not there, right? So I say if it's not there because some builders are dynamite, right? Some sales reps are dynamite. Some sales reps, you know, will tell you every TV show on Netflix, but don't really know the product that they're selling. Nothing personal, but buying these $400,000, $500,000 to $1 million homes, we need to be very thorough, right? Especially when the contract isn't geared in our direction and the customer service may be lacking a little bit. So as you can imagine, if the customer service was a little on the lower side and the lender, let's say, was busy and or a little on the lazy side, you could lose a lot of money if you have to put 5%, 10% down on a home, right? So what I'm making this video for is I want everyone to be educated when they're purchasing real estate. Guys, if you have questions, if you need anything from me, you know you can reach out. See me in the comment section, and you know I'll have more for you soon, because we are going to be 100%